You're listening to Have You Ever Wondered? It is Monday, July 11th, 2022. I'm Chloe, and the title of today's episode is Intentions. Oh man, it's another thought-provoking one today. I hope that's how it is. You could even think of it as a corollary to Friday's episode, which was about boundaries. Go take a listen to that if you missed it. I'll leave it up, at least for today, so you can go do that. And of course, you can always find all the episodes of this podcast on my Where's Chloe Media YouTube channel. If there's something you want to share or go back and review for yourself. Audio tends to come down after about 24 hours. Anyway, I was doing some writing yesterday afternoon. And I had an old movie on in the background. One that I've seen a bunch of times. I won't tell you the name of it because I'm thinking about giving it its own whole episode. And if I mention it now, I'm going to want to start talking about it now. And I want to talk about intentions now and talk about that another day. But there's some pretty complex interpersonal relationships in this film, which was also a book. And it reminded me of something. Something that actually went along in conjunction with what I was writing at the time. So I'm sure that was not an accident or a coincidence. And as I half watched these characters go through misunderstanding after misunderstanding and tragedy after tragedy, I kept thinking, a lot of these things would be avoidable with just a slight change in syntax. What do I mean by that? Well, you've hurt someone before, right? We all have. And you've been hurt by someone before, right? We all have. And when it happened, perhaps they said, or perhaps you said, the following words. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. I've had that said to me for sure. I even have in mind right now one specific instance where someone said that to me. Don't worry, I am no longer torn up about what happened. It was years ago. But when the person said this to me, I remember thinking and then saying aloud, you say, I didn't mean to hurt you. But what I say, and then subsequently try to do, is I meant not to hurt you. Do you hear the difference? In one, the hurt has already taken place, and the intention comes or reveals itself upon reflection. In the other, the intention is decided upon and set first before any interaction even takes place. And if you come into an interaction with someone with the intention not to hurt them, it becomes less likely to happen, believe it or not. I mean, slightly facetious on purpose. And I know that less likely doesn't mean never. No one is perfect. I am human. So are you. Listen to it again. I didn't mean to hurt you. I meant not to hurt you. Slight change in syntax, totally different results. So, of course, on one-on-one interpersonal relationships, those are the microcosm that provide the foundation for all of the world's interactions. In friendships and families, communities, organizations, businesses, among countries, what if we all started approaching our interactions with more intention? I meant not to hurt you. I came into this exchange with you purposefully intending for you to leave unharmed. Hold on, stop, wait, what about the truth? Aren't you a big old proponent of telling people the truth? You may be thinking. Yes, I am. Well, doesn't the truth sometimes hurt people's feelings? Yes, it does. However, in the long run, a stark yet kindly spoken truth is going to be less damaging than a gentle lie. So if you go into your interaction with someone trying not to harm them, then the truth is going to be your best bet. What about human history? Can you imagine how it would have changed the way we've always been interacting with one another? Oh my. History lessons would have been a lot less violent and eventful. A lot fewer wars, a lot fewer genocides, a lot fewer man-made catastrophic events. But here's an important note. This theory of harm-free intentions presupposes some things. It presupposes that the person with whom you're interacting is someone that you probably have positive, potentially neutral, maybe occasionally negative feelings about, but it also presupposes that this person is not actively trying to injure you in any way, physically, emotionally, mentally, or otherwise. These intentions do not have to carry on to those who are toxic or abusive in personal or organizational relationships. If you find yourself in a situation like that, take care of yourself and get out. And don't worry about whether or not your absence is going to do harm to the other party. That is no longer your concern. That said, most of our daily interactions with other human beings are things like in traffic or at the grocery store, a coworker or an acquaintance, a friend or a family member, people who are either safe or neutral and for whom intentional kindness would most likely improve your dealings. Oh, and by the way, when you're purposely out to not hurt others, oh man, the kind of love and light that you are naturally infusing your energy with, it's going to make you feel better too. Poetry time. Today's poem is by Danusha Lamerie. From A Path to Kindness, Poems of Connection and Joy. And it's called The Heart Is Not. The heart is not a pocket, a thing that can be turned inside out by anybody's hand, not a place for pebbles or loose change, not to carry old receipts. It does not tear at the seam. It does not have a seam. It cannot be torn. But it can be broken. So, think about this. Gear yourself up. Maybe even give it a try. See what happens. See how you feel. And how it gives the opportunity for the people around you to respond. I'll see you tomorrow.